Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're looking at top 10 anime where the main character is weak but becomes overpowered. But before we start the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button as it really encourages us to make more interesting videos. Number 10. Yume from Sirius, the Jaeger.
Yuri 20秒稼げ
Yume is tall, slim, blue-eyed and blue hair with a white extension up front. For those of you who aren't familiar with the background, Yume is a half human and half Jaeger. In other words, a beast. So, what makes Yume a candidate for our competitive list? Oh, I'm going to warn you, Yume isn't our usual cookie-cutter main character. He's an OG one. So, right from the start, Yume is an overpowered character, and the moment he revealed his Jaeger blood, things are interesting. Being a werewolf, Yume has some superhuman strength and senses. Once he goes berserk, you can't make him calm down. And that's seen throughout in the anime itself on multiple instances. Having a bloodlusty and powerful character on our list was a must that makes Yume one of the best overpowered characters who can surprise anyone at any time. Number 9. Ren Homura from Monster Strike.
Yaki 恩師の気持ちよーくわかったき
Ren Homura has just moved back to his hometown. Doesn't remember much about it anyways. He has some flashbacks from time to time, but after shifting to the hometown, Ren finds a mysterious game with the name Monster Strike. And he decides to play the game. Yes! The fantasy we all had as a kid just came true in this one. After getting transferred into the game, he's totally stuck with the RPG. Damn! Surely sounds like a dream, right? In theory, the game works by summoning monsters and each play has a unique monster. Unlike others, Ren has the Dragon Oregon, who is literally one of the most overpowered monsters in the series. So, in other words, everyone is ready to get their ass kicked. In anime, Ren is shown to be quite overpowered by the fact that he has constantly surprised us with his overpowered dragon and expert tactics in battles. I repeat, it's all about the strategy. Number 8. Kanata H from Sky Wizard Academy.
命の大切さを学ぶっつうことで E ランク招待が
Also known as Black Master Swordsman, we can just guess how powerful of a character he might be. Personality-wise, Kanata cares for his friends and would give them jobs they won't do to make them surpass their limits in a challenging way. Yeah, talk about caring, right? This is absurd. However, as an instructor of a team that lost 100 matches consecutively, he had a lot of work to do throughout the series. We get to see Kanata's most badass moves that left everyone in shock. But the most exciting power we're going to talk about is Black Aura. Black Aura is a power that he used a couple of times in the anime, but it is super strong. This power gives him a boost in every single way it can. He was able to beat Chimera and Beetles with a single strike. These enemies were causing troubles and our protagonist, Kanata, came in and portrayed this power that gave people jaw drop. Number 7. Hayato Kisaragi from 100.
今はエミリア
At number 7, we have Hayato Kisaragi from 100, a guy who would give his all to solve other problems. He is a kind-hearted, warm person, but at the same time, well-trained and strong one, as seen in the anime. Damn, that's 1 in 100. Get it? Okay. The whole point of him fighting in the anime and becoming a slayer was getting his sister's treatment for free. Hayato's reason for kindness is his dark past that was shown throughout the anime. But as we're going to talk about his badass powers where he left everyone in shock, we're going to do that. I mean, I just can't ignore the fact that Hayato Kisaragi is a wholesome one, but a badass on top of it. Being an overpowered badass, he has a lot of techniques in his arsenal, but the one that we think is the most impact-worthy in the whole series is called Zanei-Zan. This technique was taught to Hayato by his childhood master Ryusei. The power allows him to cut any material that comes in the way. His sword would cause vibration and then amplifying it up to 3 times by the second strike, making it an overpowered move. Number 6. Amagiri Ayato from the Asterisk War.
さすがに少し腹が立ったよ
At number 6, we have Amagiri Ayato, a character who is trying to find the purpose of his life. He has a respectful and polite personality that everyone seems to love. Yo, that's me! Okay, Ayato's family has a dojo in which they teach some ancient techniques to fight when the time of disasters would come. Ayato also respected his older sister very much and swore to protect her by any means. But one day, she disappeared. All of a sudden, before disappearing, she put a seal on Ayato that would prevent him from using all of his powers unless he trained himself and unlocked those powers all by himself. Well, that's hard work for you. However, Hayato managed to break the seals, and throughout the story, we get to see a handful of techniques used by him. As a sword fighter, he knows a lot of techniques in a battle. From one sword style to double sword extreme, his powers have no limits. But we're going to talk about a particular one that left everyone in shock. That power is called Shiki. What's crazy is that he can even detect invisible things and actually fight with them. If you are enjoying this video and are interested in more anime videos, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Number 5. Rimuru Tempest from The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. I remember waiting for a whole week for this anime to surface up. Satoru Mikami, or Rimuru Tempest, is the protagonist of this anime. Satoru dies and gets turned into a slime. To his surprise, he forms a pact? Or maybe he is the friend with Veldora Tempest, who is one of the strongest beings in the isekai world. Having all the properties of Veldora, Rimuru becomes the most powerful entity when it comes to the plot. His ability to absorb the enemies and then use their powers for his own benefits is probably one of the best skills he's got there. The transition from Rimuru thinking that he is the weakest to the world's strongest is the best feeling you'll ever get, won't it? Well, Rimuru is quite happy with his powers too. Rimuru builds his own guild to remove all the evil from the fantasy world, and the rest is history. All in all, Rimuru makes one of the best overpowered isekai anime characters out there. Number 4. Diablo from How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Have you ever dreamed of being the main character of your most favorite game? Well, Diablo in this case had, and he actually got transported into his favorite MMORPG game. Becoming the Demon Lord in his most playable game, Diablo has an interesting story. For a bit of a background, our main character's name is Takuma, and not Diablo. He's summoned into the game by two girls to make him a servant of them. However, the spell is misspelled, and the results? The exact opposite. Rem and Shira are the two girls who were summoned. The spell turns upside down, and now those two are Takuma's servants. Takuma is known as the Demon Lord Diablo. In the game, and using his overwhelming powers, he always beats all of the enemies that come in his way. On the other hand, he's always holding back his destructive powers, as there's no need to get worked up to kill a bunch of weaklings. Talking about Diablo's strength, he has a ton of working skills such as the Ebony Abyss, Distorted Crown, Hall of Darkness, and the list goes on and on. What we can guarantee is the fact that Diablo is the most overpowered character in the series. Number 3. Yume from World Trigger.
初めてなら1分切れればいい方ね。あなたの時は何秒かかったの?
Probably the most exciting main character on the list is Yume Kuga. He is a neighbor, which means he's a half human and half humanoid. Yume is totally overpowered throughout the series. Everyone will think of him as a pushover and a rather weak character. At the same time, he would do something exciting enough to have everyone's attention, and he'd constantly gain recognition and popularity. As a neighbor, he doesn't know much about Japanese culture as he is from another world. His personality is logical and would work with logic, though calm at the same time. But talking about his powers, and oh boy, they never end. From combat to the most powerful technique, he had surprised and intrigued everyone in the border staff and even some of the strongest villains. His most prominent and strongest power is his Black Trigger. The primary power of his black trigger is to create seals that would help him in combat, boosting his physical and mental strength to the level of that even A-rank agents wouldn't be able to keep up with him, both defensive and aggressive. His black trigger can also aid him in taking some attacks with no damage. The side effect of his black trigger gave him the power to detect lies. That's why he can be rather dangerous even for his own allies. Yume Kuga has excellent battle strength and is a beast in terms of combat. Totally worth putting him on our list. Number 2. Nagisa Kiriyu Classroom Crisis.
だから言ってもしょうがねえって。どうせお前にはわかんねえだろ。
Nagisa Kiriyu is our protagonist for this anime. Unlike other animes where the character surprises others with his battle strength or physical power, Nagisa is rather mentally strong. His mental strength is known to be rather dangerous in the plot. In the plot, he joins Kirishina Corps, a company who he would take to sky-high success. By the orders of Kiriyu Yuji, who is the current vice president of Kirishina Corps, Nagisa is trying to disband ATAC, but he backfires Kiriyu by his super strong brains and by playing mind games that no one was expecting throughout the anime. Nagisa is very professional and strategic. However, at some point he's captured by Yuji and he's thrown in a rocket to die. At the end of the anime, he still didn't lose hope, but he just resigned from Kirishina and went back to Japan to start his new company. A perfect display of professionalism and how you should never give up. Nagisa has the ultimate power of a strong mindset. Number 1. Satu Pentragon from Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. Boy, oh boy, this one is going to be rather interesting. A 29-year-old game programmer finds himself in the middle of an RPG game that was going to be released just the next day. In-game, he becomes a 15-year-old boy named Satu Pentragon. At first, he thinks that he's dreaming. However, when he feels that he's sane, things get exciting, eh? A 15-year-old in an RPG game? What do you expect? He wipes out a whole lizard army with the powerful attacks he possesses, and Satu becomes a high-level adventurer! The whole anime is filled with action-packed adventure where Satu literally obliterates the enemy by making them think that he's an ordinary person. Satu hides his level so that he can live peacefully. But like any other isekai anime, there's a Demon King as well. Satu gears himself to fight the Demon King and the results are rather interesting. Death March is another anime where the main character is pretty powerful, even though he tries to hide it all the time. Well, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and comment below. Oh, also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to this channel to be notified when we upload more content.